Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live. Peace.
Welcome to Sheffield, to the town hall, and look at this turnout. He's still a star, the boy, isn't he, eh? A special one. And I'll tell you, I was walking through Sheffield this morning, just up by the Peace Gardens. I was remembering that show back in May. And what a show it was. And sometimes you sort of lose sight because of everything that's happening with the speed of British boxing. I remember that earlier that week, unfortunately, obviously, the incidents in Manchester at the arena. It was a very tough week to deal with operationally. And obviously it was a tough fight for Kell Brook, but what a night that was. Sometimes we don't, we forget 27,000 people in at Bramall Lane for Kell Brook defending his world title. And of course we wanted it to go the other way. It didn't work out. It was an incredible fight against Errol Spence. Groves Chudnov on the card as well. Great night for George Groves. Dave Allen, didn't work out for him, but he gets another crack at the whip. And I'll tell you, it's great to be back in Sheffield, especially after that event. And I know that a lot of people sat at home that night or on their computers eating their Domino's pizzas and drinking their pints. Oh, Kell Brook should have carried on in that fight. Do yourselves a favour and watch the 10th round of that fight where Kell Brook went out and gave every inch of his soul to try and overcome Errol Spence with that injury. And I'm very excited to see Kell Brook back in the ring. I think it took him a while to get over that defeat. To lose in front of your home fans, to lose your world title, was a bitter pill to swallow. And it's taken him a while to get the bit between his teeth. And with the help of Terry and the family and Dom, he's got the bit between his teeth now. And a certain addition to the Matchroom stable and Amir Khan, I've seen even a switch in the last week or so in Kell Brook. He's got the hunger back, he's got that look in his eye. And he needs that, and if he's got that and he's got that buzz, he's very, very difficult to beat, especially at a weight that's going to suit him like 154 pounds. The fight on March the 3rd, very tough fight against Sergey Rabchenko, and to be honest with you, I would have preferred Kell to box someone a little bit easier. But him and Dominic didn't want to. Every opponent we put in there, yes, no problem, because he wants to be at the top of the division in the 154 pound division, and we're going to see that against Sergey Rabchenko, who's a very, very tough, come forward fighter with a great engine and can punch himself with plenty of desire. So this is a very, very tough fight for Kell Brook to come back to. What a great card we've got planned, and I think the way that boxing is going in 2018, Gavin McDonnell against Kell Brook is the exact example of that. Sometimes you've got to roll the dice, you've got to be in fights that the public want to see, and you mustn't be afraid to try and go to that next level. If you're in great fights, it doesn't matter, and obviously representing both these guys, Gavin McDonnell lost for the world title last year. Kell Brook is unbeaten, he's looked excellent in his appearances so far. It's a big step up for Kell Brook. It's a very tough fight for Gavin McDonnell. But these are exactly the kind of fights that we want to see, aren't they? The fights where we're unsure. We don't know who's going to win the fight between McDonnell and Yafai. But it is a great, great fight. Dave Allen, my dad always takes the mickey out of me about Dave Allen. He says, you don't stop giving Dave Allen chances. But everybody was gutted at Bramall Lane when he couldn't get over the line against Lemuel Thomas, and I want to see it again. And I don't think it was a great fight at Bramall Lane, but I promise you this one will be, because if it's not, we're not going to talk to Dave Allen again. And I believe he's going to go out there and become Commonwealth champion on March the 3rd. And trust me, the atmosphere, if he does, will be brilliant. And the emotion that will come out of Dave Allen and the team will be worth every second of going through the process to make this fight. It also gives me great pleasure to welcome back Kid Galahad. And he's going to be defending his IBF Intercontinental title on the show. He'll be announcing his opponent in due course. Been through his ups and downs as well, but always been in the gym, always grafting behind the scenes, looking for that opportunity. And also someone that I know who motivates Kell as well, pushes Kell Brook to get over the line. And someone that I believe that can go on and challenge for world titles in the featherweight division. And what a time to be a featherweight domestically. Scott Quigg's fighting for the WBO world title against Valdez. Carl Frampton's in a big fight. Lee Selby's going to fight Josh Warrington. And Kid Galahad can be in that mix as well. So really looking forward to seeing him being in a strong title fight on March the 3rd. Always good to add a little bit of local flavour. Atif Shafiq against Lee Appleyard. It's going to be for a title as well, over 10 rounds. It's going to be a busy night for Dave Coldwell, in and out of the ring. And Atif Shafiq's got a very, very tough fight against Lee Appleyard, who gave Mashadod a good fight and has come back and won English titles since. So a strong, strong card on March the 3rd, and I'm very, very excited to be back in the city. I'm going to start with a White Rhino. Come on, White Rhino. You've got the fight. We've got to make it count this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, May 27th last year, it was a bad night. You know, I didn't perform. I think I tried too hard. I wanted to win really badly, but I didn't turn up in the best shape I could have done, and I blew it. So I felt sorry for myself for a little while, only about 2 months, and then I accidentally knocked Tom Dallas out, and I was even bigger for that fight. I was about 19 stone, and I thought, and then my dad sat me down, and he said you can fight son, but you're blowing it, and everyone was laughing at you, and I thought no, they're not, and then I thought, yeah, they are a little bit, like, there's a bit of a, people think that I'm just a funny man, you know, and I can fight, and I could definitely beat Leroy Thomas. He's not really that good. I think that's what hurt the most. When Dylan White and Luis Ortiz beat me, I thought, yeah, like, I can excel that, they can fight, and then Leroy Thomas beat me, and I thought, he really is no good at it. That's the mad thing about it, he really is no good. So at Cardiff, I got myself in the best shape possible, because I really want to beat him. You know, the fight didn't come off, but I took it on the chin. My back went. I've had about 8 weeks off, but you know, I'm back on it now. I want to win the Commonwealth title. I want to beat Leroy Thomas. Winning the Commonwealth title would mean a lot to me, you know, it's a prestigious title. Beating Leroy Thomas would be fantastic, you know. I'm not going to shake his hand after the fight, I don't like him. I really don't like him. Because that night at Bramall Lane, like, my dad boxed there 33 years prior, it was my night, and I think I was complacent because I just thought, I'm going to go in there and steam him because he's a bit of a pansy. And it didn't happen, so I'll be in the best shape possible again, March the 3rd. And I will beat Leroy Thomas.
I feel this time you got to fight with desperation.
I was desperate.
Obviously controlled. Well, you didn't fight like you were desperate.
I was knackered, so I was desperate.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. But this time, you got 36 minutes. And if you don't win it, you ain't getting another chance.
No, I appreciate that. I'll get beat up by the bar and that.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I mean, you'll get paid for it, but you won't get the title. This is it for you.
Yeah,
so you have to make this count.
No, I appreciate that. I know that, you know, I had the clown, but I'm nobody's fool, you know.
But we got this time, you got to rip it off.
No, I know.
As long as you know that. I was going to tell you privately, but I thought I'd just tell you in front of everyone.
No, it's fine, I know.
We might as well get it out in the open.
No, it's good to do. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going there. I want to stop Leroy Thomas.
Good.
I even want to stop me in 1 round, which I probably won't, to be honest. You know, not that sharp. But I'm going to beat him up. You know, I want to beat him up. I'm going to be fit this time, really fit. Really fit. And slim-ish. Slim-ish. Not too slim, don't be too slim. Have a bit of weight. I'm going to beat Leroy Thomas. I'm going to become World Heavyweight Champion, and then I'm going to win the British title. And then whatever from there is a bonus, you know. But for me, I want to keep winning. I want to keep. I don't necessarily entertain the ring, but I'm a bit of a laugh. I think I make people laugh. So I just need to improve on the boxing, and we'll be there.
Well, I want to say a round of applause for Dave. I tell you what, I want you to win so much on March 3rd. Genuinely. Just bloody make sure you do. Barry. Alright, Teef, let's start with you down there. Okay. You've had it up and down, haven't you?
Yeah.
And now Dom asked for a big fight for you. He wanted a proper fight, a title fight. Tough fight for you. I mean, I've watched you both box. You're slippery. You have the skills as well. But Appleyard can fight.
It's a good fight, you know. I was offered this fight at the end of November on a week's notice. I was willing to take it on 1 week's notice. So now we've got 6-7 weeks. I've been training since Christmas. I train 365, so there's no camp. I'm always in shape. I'm always around the weight, so I'm looking forward to putting a show on.
And a big opportunity as well. Obviously, Appleyard ranked highly. I was talking to Dave about him fighting Lewis Ritson for the British title. So this is the kind of win that puts you in those kind of fights.
Exactly. At the end of last year, I made a little aim for myself. I want to be in that British title mix this year, and this is a perfect fight to put me in that position. Dave,
obviously speaking on behalf of Gavin and Lee, let's look at Lee first. A fight you guys are confident in, and obviously an opportunity for him to box in a big arena show again on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say Shafiq. I think he's got a great attitude. You know, like he said, he trains 365. There's no training camps. You know, no 8-10 week jobs. He's always in the gym. He's always sharp. He's been up a few weeks ago sparring with Jordan Gill, so I know that he's sharp. I know that he's always training, whether he's got a fight or not. Lee can't make it today because he's over in Tenerife on a training camp. He's really looking forward to a fight. He's been dying for a big fight. You know, he's a kid that's had his ups and downs. You know, had some good wins and then been beaten and then come back, become English champion, and now he's at a stage where he wants to push on and get into the big fights. He was willing to take on Ritson, but this fight makes sense. You know, it's a fight. It's a local derby. It's a local fight that people are talking about. People are going to get excited about, and in the arena are going to want to see. I think the styles are going to gel. I think Atif's slick, he's sharp, he's a very, very clever, intelligent fighter, and so is Lee, and Lee can pop a little bit. Lee's last big opportunity was obviously the Masha Dodd fight. We took that at short notice, and I think it was just experience that cost him that fight. He got off to a great start, hurt him, and then he just tensed up for the rest of the fight, and Masha beat him on points. But fights like that are what makes fighters, and I think that the fights that Lee's had, 50-50 fights quite a few times, you know, tough fights quite a few times. I think they're the fights that are going to be the difference in this one. You know, the big stage again, and I believe that my man's going to win, but it is a really good fight. And the thing is, well, it's between two nice kids as well. There'll not really be any trash talking or anything like that. They don't need to be with this one, and they both get on. But on the night, then we'll put it online.
Good stuff. Barry, back to you. Back in Sheffield Arena. Got to get moving. Been a frustrating couple of years for you, and now you're on it, ready to make a charge and take on all these boys domestically and globally in the featherweight division.
Yeah, you know, first of all, I'd like to thank Eddie and Sky Sports, Matchroom Boxing for giving me this great opportunity, and coming back to fight in Sheffield, my home city. I was forged in Sheffield, I was forged in the Steel City, and I can't wait to come and put on a performance.
Obviously a great time to be a featherweight in this country and globally as well, but definitely big domestic fights out there for you, and you know, you want to get right in the mix of those.
Yeah, you know, we've got domestics, we've got a lot of world-class operators just in the British scene, so you know, you can put me with any of them guys and I believe I'd come out victorious. I'd beat any of these British level fighters.
Max, a lot of people talking about this fight between Gamal and Gavin McDonnell, and obviously this is the big step up at the right time for Gamal, and the one that he needs now to go on to that next level. Yeah. A really good, interesting fight for both guys.
Yeah, it's a test he needs. This is Gamal. You know, he's been in like 3 scheduled fight rounds. This is the test he needs now. Like, Gavin's a good kid. We sparred with him, we know what he's like, but you know, we're really confident Gamal will get the win in it.
Tough to overcome Gavin in terms of experience for this fight, obviously operated at world level as well, but do you feel that he can stand up to the power of Gamal Yafai?
Maybe, we'll see. But you know, we can't rely on power in this fight. You know, we rely on boxing skills as well. You know, Gamal's a world-class amateur. He's not like some kid that's just come through bombing people out. You know, we'll show good he is in this fight in the third.
Dave, a great fight. Again, I know you love great fights, and obviously everyone's talking about this. A real 50-50 fight. Gavin operated at obviously world level, and hats off to both guys for taking this fight, but Gavin was straight on. You know, he's up for these kind of fights and these kind of nights.
That's the thing about Gav, is if you look through his record of his career, he's always had fights. He's always had, you know, there's not many walkover jobs, even early on, area titles, English levels. So he's got that sort of experience. Gamal's a kid that I've always rated from his debut. You know, he's a very good fighter. I think he's exciting. Yes, do I think he can bomb? Yeah, he can most definitely bomb. But yeah, he can box as well. You know, that's what makes his fight intriguing, because you've got Gamal that can box, Gamal that can fight and punch, and then you've got Gav McDonnell that's been there and done that. You know, he can box, he can fight, he hits harder than what you think. And all I need to say is, myself and Max have seen the sparring that these two kids have had, and you would have paid to watch the sparring. This fight, you know, whoever's going to win, it's a 50-50 fight, so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, my man's 100% going to win. It's a 50-50 fight. Do I believe that my man's going to win? Yes, I do. I really believe it's going to win. But it's one of those fights that boxing needs and boxing fans love, because you genuinely don't know. When that bell goes, you're not going to know who's going to win until they start fighting. But if you saw the sparring that we were privileged to see, that was world-class sparring. That was fantastic sparring.
I agree with you as well.
Honestly, you're going to be in for a great night. It's going to be a really exciting fight. I think it's the fight of the night, without a shadow of a doubt.
Gav, I say a stop-start for you last year. You fought for the world title, so it wasn't that bad. But obviously coming back from there, needed that big fight, and now it's come in a great fight with Yafai.
That's it. Last year, terrible year for me boxing. I had a world title shot which I got beat, and then I sort of expected to be back in big fights, and this boxing game don't work like that. I had 2 6-rounders, a bit of a forgotten man. So to be back in big fights, in big arenas, do you know what I mean? It's what I'm about, and it really gets me excited, this fight, and sets up a massive year for me.
Obviously, again, a great division domestically and worldwide. How do you rate this fight with Gamal? Obviously, you've shared a ring time with him in sparring. Know this is going to be a tough night for you as well?
100%, it's going to be a tough night. Gamal Yafai is a quality fighter, and come fight night, I'm going to prove why I'm the best in the country.
Gamal?
Yeah.
The big test now, and obviously what I love about all these GB fighters and podium squad fighters coming through, you get your chance to develop, you get your chance to learn, and then we need to see, we need to find out. And this is the kind of fight where we're going to find out all about Gamal Yafai.
Yeah, 100%. So what I need in my career now to push on for, I think if I beat, or when I beat Gavin, it puts me in the top 10 world ranking. So that's what I want.
Obviously, you've shared the ring with him, you've had those sparring sessions. What gives you the confidence that you can beat Gavin McDonnell on March the 3rd?
I just think I'm an all-round better fighter, especially now. We sparred about 2-3 years ago, so I think I've improved loads. He's improved as well, so I'm expecting a good hard fight. Don, welcome. Feels I should be paying you a fee these days to get you. You're man of the moment.
Well, that's
all these top world-class fighters. Yeah. You know, it's been a great time for you in the Ingle Gym as well, and one of your longest-standing associates in Kell Brook back in a big fight, and looking like he's really got the bit between his teeth now.
Yeah, you know, we were out in Canada a couple of months just before Christmas, and he went out with Billy Joe Saunders. You know, he was training out there, watched the fight. You could see the motivation coming back. Billy's a world champion, Kell's been a former world champion. And you could see every time Billy was sparring, you could see the sparkle in his eye. When he boxed, you could see the sparkle, and you could see, you know, sometimes when boxers have had enough, they're not interested in anybody else, and you could see the spark back in his eye, and the hunger kicking back in. He came back, went to Fort Ventura, and he stepped up another level again. And as you can see today, he looked in great shape 6 weeks out. I think he's got the bit between his teeth. It's a great card. You know, every fight on this card, what's listed on this bill poster behind me, is a good fight. They're all 50-50 fights, and Kell's in a 50-50 fight. So you know, everybody's going to try and prove the point on that night to put on a show. It's going to be a great night, and you know, I'm expecting Kell to come through a very, very tough fight and set himself up for 2018. There's some big fights, and hopefully, I know you can do it. We're going to get the Khan fight by the end of it at some point. Everybody's talking about that fight. We're one step closer. You've got Khan in the team now, so that's motivating Kell and giving him something to go for.
Rabchenko, a tough test. Obviously, you've shared some rounds with him as well in sparring, but the kind of fight that Kell needs. A little bit of fear factor going in, and know that he's a handful as well.
The thing about sparring is, you know, we've sparred a lot of kids with opponents and fighters I've had, and 9 times out of 10, every time you get in a fight to fight, and it's a completely different fight to what the spar was. And if you take anything from sparring into a fight, you know, with a kid you sparred against, you're making a big mistake. You know, I've seen it so many times, and you know, we've got Gavin and Gamal here, they sparred each other, and you know, that's going to be a tremendous fight. There'll be nothing like the spar. Same with Kell and Rabchenko. It was a tough spar. Sometimes Kell got the top side. Rabchenko was a tough kid. But if you take anything from that, thinking, well, you know, like got top side in the sparring, it's going to be a very, very tough night for Kell. Because Rabchenko is a seasoned pro. He's been around a long time, and he's not coming to lie down as a tough kid. He's from Eastern Bloc. You know, they get nothing out there. They've got no money. They fight to survive, and that's what's going to make this fight interesting. Because he's seen Kell Brook being beat twice. and that will motivate him. You know, Rabchenko's been beat once or twice, but you know, not in the ways that Kell got beat. So that will motivate him. You know, he's a tough kid. He can take plenty of shots. He's tough, and he can give plenty of shots as well. And I'm 100% sure that he's coming to win this fight and put himself back on the level.
Kell, first press conference since back in May. Looked like you got the bit between your teeth. Saw your social media 7 o'clock this morning in the Ingle Gym grafting.
Grafting away.
Big night for you on March 3rd. Very important, perhaps the most important night of your career.
It is. You know, the new weight division. I think that's going to be a big factor in the fight. You know, draining myself down to welterweight. You know, it is very hard. You know, for the right fight. And obviously, like I'm going to get on today talking about, I want to be as active as possible this year, because you know there's not many fights left in me, so I want to keep active, keep my weight down, keep healthy and keep on it, you know, because like I say, it's better to be around the weight instead of blowing yourself up and coming back down in weight. I'm looking forward to getting weighed in and not getting weighed in again. You know, the 10 pound limit out the window, so I'm looking forward to fighting at 154, being very healthy, hydrated and performing in my city of Sheffield.
How difficult was that night back in May? I mean, tremendous fight, and we all know Errol Spence, pound for pound, one of the top fighters in the world. Many feel like because of the weight it wasn't quite you in there that night, and we would have loved a few extra pounds, or even maybe not the check weight, but tough to take, and taken you a while to get through the other side of it.
Oh, it's been very tough, you know, very tough. I started the fight well, you know, I think the weight caught with me, with the eye going as well. They can't get in all 3 times. There's many things. I don't want to make any excuses, but you know, it is what it is. The fight, I'll win the fight, and I could beat Spencer. I could beat the guy 100%. You know, but it wasn't my night that night. It wasn't my night. But we come again, we rise again.
Rabchenko, perfect style for you really for an explosive fight. You know exactly what he does. He's going to be coming at you all night. You've shared rounds, sparring, and a chance to really make a statement in the division on March 3rd.
He's a very tough opponent, very tough. You know, if you pay a lot of money to watch his spar, I'm telling you, you know, he comes to fight. He's tough. Like Dominic said, you know, he's got nothing to lose. This is Charlie Chocolate Factory. This is a golden ticket to beat me, and he can go on himself. So he's coming to win. And like I say, I've got that bit between my teeth. I'm excited about the new division. I'm excited to be back. And I'm excited about 2018. You know, another character is with Matchroom now, and we shouldn't really be talking about other opponents, really. To be honest with you, I shouldn't really say that, because I've got to keep my eye on Rabchenko. But you know, the guys here, and hopefully, Eddie, we can make that fight for these people.
Of course, the one that we want, and hopefully that fight moves closer now. You're both in the same stable. Remember you texted me the night before the announcement saying, "Is it true?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah." We spoke before. You didn't believe we were going to do it, but this is the fight we want to make, and obviously important for you both to look good in your upcoming fights. Both get some wins and build towards a British super fight. I know you've got Rabchenko, but the whole country calling out still, and even more so after your next 2 fights for Brook v. Khan.
That's what I mean. I think we can make it. I think we can make that fight now. You know, I've got the bit between my teeth. I'm training constantly. I'm living the life. You know, I'm feeling great about myself. I'm flowing. You know, and I'm doing what I'm told to do in the ring.
Good. I can't wait for this night, March 3rd, back at Sheffield Arena. A huge card, and of course the return of the special one: Kell Brook against Rabchenko, Yafai against McDonnell, return of Keith Galahad, Dave Allen against Lemroy Thomas, Atif Shafiq against Lee Appleyard, and some more announcements to be made next week about the rest of the card. So thank you for coming. We're going to have a group shot up here and head-to-heads as well. Thank you very much.